I get to come to this building every day knowing that I'm responsible for the safe custody of 1,000 years of history and 11 million records that reflect the democracy of this country.
It's these micro stories in a global universe, and that's very, very unusual.
I think the digital archive here is the memory of the future. It gives transparency to the decision-making of the government of today, for the researchers of even today and tomorrow, I would say.
Documents hold immense power. It's our job to take in the records and make them available to the public. They're fantastic windows into the past. They tell stories about real human experiences. It's about being transparent, about being open, and about letting the public understand their place in history.
Boston, have you got any Boston? De la Tortue, so this is the West Indies. The prize papers are papers seized off ships by British Navy ships or by privateers between the 16th and the 19th centuries. It's as if one had suddenly seized a post office from 300 years ago with all of the letters in it undelivered, unopened, and you have in there love letters, business letters, family feuds, all manner of things that are the stuff of everyday life. Merchants, women, lots of women. There's a lot of collaborative projects related to these papers by people interested in a wide range of topics, from philology to women's studies to the slave trade. And I have to say it's a very inspiring thing to get together with a group of people in a room and look through one of these boxes, because it's absolutely extraordinary what you find, and everyone from a different discipline sees something else that's of value to them.
My project is Decolonizing the Archive. For me, that means looking at different ways of accessing and engaging with heritage, particularly the heritage of African and Caribbean people within Britain. We use a combination of video, audio, and performance around a theme, and we use archives as one source of information, among others, to explore a particular theme. I think it's an issue of identity, and also, I suppose, being able to evidence your existence within a society that may not have acknowledged your existence in the most positive ways. So it's important to me to be able to bring some of those voices into the archives.
What I like doing with the archives is getting a range of materials, so I'll possibly look at architectural plans, I might look at correspondence as well, of people describing what these places in the past look like. That's all the fun for me, because I like piecing the puzzle together and creating this reconstruction of a place which possibly no one else has ever seen before. I'm using 3D modelling as a method of digital engagement to help new audiences become part of this world of computer-generated imagery. So giving people this new way of engaging with the archives in a very creative way and also a very fun way is very positive.
There's a perception that archives are still paper-based and really dusty paper, and that's not the case at all. You know, government creates information digitally, and so it's just as important as the paper record, and it's still the public record, and it comes in diverse forms, such as video file formats, such as Twitter feeds. That is why digital is still important as part of this whole process. It allows government accountability and transparency, just in a different medium.
It looks for new institutions.
What we are looking at today are the UK Supreme Court video files, and this is the first set of digital records we've received from the UK Supreme Court, and it documents the inaugural term of the court, which is innovative in that it is the first court that documented everything via video.
It's quite fascinating because the layout changes after that.
Yeah, and this was in the days when they did still wear wigs and gowns.
I think it's driving innovation in the archive sector in the tools and techniques that we're testing as part of receiving digital information from government. We're testing techniques that have never been done before about how to interrogate large pieces or large collections of digital information, which hasn't been done really here in the UK, and I would even say to some extent internationally.
One day perhaps we may all be sat in a search room with virtual reality headsets. We may be engaging with collections via augmented reality as we digitise more and more archive collections. Engaging with archives in a digital way is the future.
The future of archives is incredibly interesting at the minute. We're in this transitional period. The last 150 years has all been about paper. The next 150 years is all going to be about digital. This is a paradigm shift for archives across the world, and it's a really interesting and exciting time to be part of that.